Welcome to How to Get People to Say Yes. This is episode 3. My name is Michael Stevenson. I'm the founder of Ethical Marketing Academy. And listen, if you're a small business owner, it just sucks if you have a great product, service, or program, and no matter what you say, people tell you no. And so that's what we're going to talk about in this short video series is how to get people to say yes. So this third pattern that we're going to talk about here, it's one of my favorite little patterns, and it's called tag questions. Tag questions are one of the ways that you actually help to bypass resistance in another person. And so think about it this way. Normally when you're talking to somebody, the conscious mind, the analytical mind is going to be pretty resistant, especially if you're in a sales situation or a negotiation situation. Most people feel that sales is adversarial. Although in actuality, if you're doing sales right, sales is serving. Shouldn't be adversarial at all. But a lot of people feel that way. And so one of the things we can do to sort of bypass resistance is to use these little tiny tag questions at the end of sentences. Now, you've heard these before, haven't you? Tag questions are used all over the place, aren't they? And they're one of those things that you can sprinkle into your language, and it just sort of makes you want to say yes, doesn't it? Right? Now, you can hear me using these right now. At the end of every sentence, well, not every sentence, because you don't want to overuse this or any of the language patterns that I'm saying here, but at the end of a sentence that you feel a person may be resistant to, you just want to add a little, and they're called tag questions, so you can just tag them onto the end of a sentence. You just want to add this little question onto the end of the sentence. Don't you? Right? So these sound like don't you, haven't you, won't you, will you, can't you? And here's the thing, this is standard sales, right? If you've ever taken a sales training, you've heard about tag questions before, but I'm going to actually make them about 100 times more powerful for you. What you do when you do a tag question, if you do it correctly, is you have to pay attention to your own language intonation, your own vocal intonation, right? Here's the wrong way to do it. Listen to this. This is something you want to take home, isn't it? Now, this is how most people ask a question. If there's a question mark at the end of a sentence, most people have an upturn at the end of the sentence. The voice goes up, right? But for these to be the most effective, you actually want to have not a questioning tonality. You want to have what we call a command tonality. A command tonality is when the tone of the voice goes down at the end of the sentence. So it's not don't you, it's don't you. Listen to the difference between those. Don't you, don't you. Right? There's a very distinct difference between those two. A command tonality is the kind of tonality that people of authority use with us. And it's been used ever since we were infants. Our parents would use command tonality to get us to comply. And so this actually taps into a very deep psychological trigger in the mind when people use command tonality. Okay. As a matter of fact, I would say if you're in sales, one of the things you want to get good at is using command tonality all the time. You'll notice in my videos, I'm almost always ending on a lower note at the end of my sentences because I've trained myself to use command tonality over the years. If you're using question tonality, then it always sounds like you don't really know what you're doing and you're not really sure of anything. Right? So you kind of want to train yourself to use this more regularly than question tonality. Because here's the thing, right? Your words that you speak only bring about 7% of the emotional meaning of the sentence. It turns out that most of the meaning that people get from what you're saying actually comes from the tone of voice, which is 38% of the emotional meaning, and your physiology, which is 55% of the communication. Right? So what we want to do is not only use our tone of voice along with the word, we also want to incorporate our physiology. Now, here's where physiology gets so important. People will listen to your words consciously and parse your words. They won't pay so much attention to your tone of voice unless it's nasty. But your physiology, people are not consciously paying attention to it. It's completely out of conscious awareness, so it affects the subconscious mind, right? Which is where all buying decisions are made. So here's the third thing that's going to make this so much more powerful for you. You're going to add the tag question, you're going to use your command tonality, and about halfway through the sentence, with your eyes, good eye contact, what you're going to do is very subtly start nodding your head. Okay? Now notice I'm not doing this, right? This is meant to be subtle so the conscious mind doesn't pick up on it, right? So let's play this out. If I were to say to you as a client, this is something that you want to take home, isn't it? Notice how subtle that is. It's just a very, very subtle head nod while I'm making eye contact, and that goes along with the tag question. This is something that you want to take home, isn't it? You could see yourself doing this, can't you? Right? And what'll happen is if you're in rapport with other people, which we could talk about in a different video, then what'll happen is they will actually physically start mirroring you. Their head will begin nodding in rapport. And because the body is a psychocybernetic system, that means the mind and the body are connected, when they nod their head, yes, it actually puts them into an agreeable mindset. And so this is a very, very powerful thing. Even if you've heard of tag questions before from sales, it makes it so much more powerful. So again, the 3 keys are this: tag the question on the end. Second thing is tonality. Your voice tonality goes down at the end. The third thing is that you want to very subtly, about halfway through the sentence, very subtly just start nodding your head. It's just a little tiny tilt to the head is all you need. All right, so try this out. I want to hear how it works for you in real life, in practical situations. Come back here, comment on the video, let me know how it went for you. And hey, if you love this stuff, like I do, you're going to love our training called Influence to Profit. It's all about how to use ethical influence and persuasion techniques to get more people to say yes to your heart-centered offer, right? Whatever your product, service, or program is, as a small business owner, I know you want to help people and you got a great program, but people tell you no. The whole training is all about how to get people to tell you yes. It's an amazing 3-day training. I know you'll love it. And if you like this, head on over to our website at ethicalmarketing.com and jump on our email list there. I'll give you a ton of gifts just for jumping on our email list, full of value, and I know you'll love it. So again, our website is ethicalmarketing.com, and keep your eye out for episode 4 coming soon.